Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansu, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got some very, very surprising information that we want to share with you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you all are fully aware, Skip Bayless finally made his long-awaited return back to television after a 2-month hiatus. We all know how we got there. After Shannon Sharpe left the show, they needed to source for some other talent, and then they ultimately decided that they were going to be doing an ensemble cast, right? So as time was drawing near, Skip actually went on what's the place? He went on Twitter, where he made an announcement that the new Undisputed was going to be coming back in on August 28th. So that was the date that it was going to return. And as the calendar drew closer and closer and closer, we started to hear the various personalities that were going to be coming in to replace Shannon. So we heard Richard Sherman. Of course, there was some buzz around that. And then we started hearing the possibility of people like Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson. And then towards the tail end of the reports, we heard that Rachel Nichols was going to come in, right? So the show debuted this week, just this past Monday rather. And there seemed to be a lot of excitement. Certainly that's what I saw on YouTube when I looked at the shows. I saw each individual clip getting around 300, 400, some even 500,000 views. So I thought that there was going to be a lot of interest. Now, prior to the return of the show, we were hearing internal reports out of Fox, some of them saying that some of the people working at Fox Sports, maybe some of the decision makers, were not sold on the particular show that Skip Bayless was looking to bring out. That was one report. We also heard another report about an anonymous personality that works at the network, essentially saying that they've made an already bad show. They're going to be making it worse or something along that line, right? So there was already a bit of skepticism within the fold at FS1. That was already there. So what happened? The first day, the show came out, and it seemed to kind of get some mixed reviews. Initially, when we discussed it on our channel, we said that we think it's a little bit too soon to come to a conclusion. And I was going through the comments, and various people were saying, you know, it's too soon. What's wrong with people? But there were some people in there that said they don't really like the show. At the time, I said it was very difficult for me to get a sense of whether or not the show was good, because it was so NFL focused. It was just centric around, the NFL, what's happening in the NFL. And to me, I don't really follow the NFL like that. So it was really hard for me to get a sense whether or not these guys were actually putting out a good product. So what happened? Yesterday night, I was going through the internet, and I came across an article from one of my favorite websites that I like to read from. It's called the Front Office Sports. And this article had a headline. It was actually on their homepage. And this article had the headline that read the following: Skip Bayless's revamped show falls short of first take in ratings. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This new show is actually underperforming? That was very, very surprising to me. But when I started to read what the article had to say, let me tell you guys something. This is disastrous information here. But before we get into this article, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Let me get into what this article has to say here. Skip Bayless unveiled his revamped Undisputed live show on FS1 this week. But one thing did not change. Bayless took a beating in the TV ratings race by Stephen A. Smith's First Take. Following the departure of Shannon Sharp, Bayless's Undisputed Live took an extended hiatus of nearly 2 months off the air before returning Monday with new castmates Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman. The new cast and format changes didn't help much for the weekday morning show. The premiere of the new improved Undisputed Live drew in 131,000 viewers on Monday to 448,000 for ESPN's top-rated First Take, according to sources. The gap widened on Tuesday, with Undisputed Live averaging 120,000 viewers to 474,000 for First Take. On Wednesday, Undisputed Live plunged to 78,000 viewers versus 423,000 for First Take. The first 3 days of Bayless's revamped program drew fewer viewers than Sharp's final episode, which averaged about 154,000 viewers to First Take's 421,000. To be fair, to Bayless, drawing conclusions from a small rating sample is difficult. Bayless's show is coming off a 2-month hiatus, and then basically the article then goes on to say a few other things there that you guys can go check out for yourself. This is catastrophic information. This is catastrophic information for a few reasons. Number one, not only did the show not generate the ratings I'm sure they would have liked for it to generate, but if you look at the drop-off, and the gap from each day, that is very, very alarming. The reason it's alarming is because in a situation like this, you want to put your best foot forward. So you're going to bring out all of your heavy hitters on that first day to make a big impression. And for this to be the result that people are already tuning out just after 2 days, I'm sure is going to leave a lot of people at FS1 wondering, where do we go from here? Because we literally threw everything at them. We threw all the big names that we had, and this is the result. Now, here are my thoughts on this on a macro level. I don't even want to fathom the idea of Skip's show being canceled in the future. I don't even want to think about it, because that would just break the internet. That's number one. Number two, looking at the current format, I am not sure why Skip Bayless has opted to be the moderator. He went from being the staple on the show, the A side, where it was his opinion versus Shannon Sharp, to now he's just been relegated to basically sit in the corner and listen to other people give their views. That's number one. I don't understand why they did that. Maybe they need to go back to Skip kind of debating everyone else and get a proper moderator or traditional moderator to come in and moderate the show so Skip can do his thing. But if they continue in this vein, I don't see how things are going to improve. That's number one. Number two, it seems now that Keyshawn Johnson is the unofficial replacement for Shannon Sharp. That's what it seems like to me. I'm not sure if Keyshawn does it for me the way Shannon did. Because Shannon was, for whatever you want to say about him, he was very entertaining and he was funny, right? He was funny. Keyshawn seems to be a little bit more serious. But to me, I think this is some sobering information and they need to do something quickly. Those are real numbers. For it to dip below 80,000 is alarming, given the fact that there was this 2-month hiatus where people were essentially anticipating your return. And if this is the result after 2 months, boy, oh boy, I'll be worried. So the question to the audience is this: what do you think about this news? And what do you think Undisputed needs to do moving forward to get back to that 130, 40, 50 mark in terms of daily viewers moving forward? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you on the next show. Peace.